Hello dear students, till now we have discussed about data collection. Now we have to move to the next step, that is processing and analysis of data. So what is data processing? The data collected have to be processed to form into a meaningful form. That is, the data after collection has to be processed and analyzed in accordance with the line laid down for the purpose at the time of developing research plan. So processing is very important to to make conclusion or to find the result of our objectives. So the term processing refers to editing, coding, classification and tabulation of collected data so that they are amenable to analysis. So we can discuss about the important steps in processing. First of all, it is editing. After editing, there should be coding, classification and tabulation. Editing means making changes in the data collected. That is, the raw data collected have to be detected to find out if there is any errors or omissions, and we have to correct them as early as possible. It ensures the accuracy of the data and consistent with the other facts gathered. Okay, it can help to ensure whether the data are uniformly entered, and we have to complete it as far as possible. This editing is done in two ways. That is, first one it is field editing and the second one is central editing. The field editing is done by the investigator himself or the person who have collected data. For example, if a person is collecting data by conducting an interview, he may record the data in short forms or very briefly. So he can rewrite that data. That is field editing. Okay, so the field editing is done by the person who have collected the data. Then next is the central editing. It is done after field editing. It is mainly done when the details are returned to the office. That is, it includes thorough editing of errors such as entry in the wrong places, record the months when it should be recorded in weeks, or we can say recorded in kilometers when it should be recorded in meters, like that. So central editing is done to form it in a uniform way. The next step is coding. It is the second step, coding. Coding is the process of assigning numbers or other symbols so that the responses can be put into a limited number of categories or classes. Okay, so coding helps to give different code numbers or symbols to classify the data. This code can be given in numbers, symbols or in colors also. For example, we can give 0 and 1, 0 for yes and 1 for no, or 0 for male and 1 for female. That like we can give coding. That is coding. Then next one is classification. Classification is done to reduce the volume of data and group it into different homogeneous groups to get a meaningful relationship. The data that we have coded in the early stage can be classified into homogeneous groups. Mainly we can do qualitative and quantitative classification. There are also another classifications also, we can discuss it. So the important types of data classification is qualitative and quantitative classification. Qualitative classification also known as attribute wise classification, and quantitative classification is called numerical value classification. This quantitative can be done in discrete, that is discrete continuous series or continuous series. So saying about the qualitative classification or classification on the basis of attributes, it is based on some characteristics, okay, such as literacy, gender, honesty, etc. This classification can be done in two ways, that is symbol classification or manifold classification. If only one type of data is selected or one attribute is selected, it is symbol classification. Suppose year-wise details of profit is given, it is symbol classification. Okay, and in manifold classification we consider two or more attributes. So along with the year-wise classification, the quarter-wise classification of profit is also given. It is manifold classification. Okay. Then classification according to class interval. Okay. In the base of class interval, we already discussed that the numerical data can be classified according to class interval or frequency. So saying about class interval, we can use inclusive or exclusive classes. Here it is another types of classification, that is qualitative classification, quantitative, geographical and chronological. As we said earlier, qualitatives are on the basis of attributes. For example, gender, height, weight, etc. Then quantitatives on the basis of quantity, that is profit, sales, income, etc. And geographical classification on the basis of area. We can say rural area, urban area, or on the basis of states, countries also can be known as geographical classification. Next is chronological classification. It is based on the time, that is 2022-23. In that way we can do, okay, that is chronological classification, or from 2020 to 25, 25 to 30. In that way also we can do chronological classification. So the last step in data processing is tabulation. We started with data editing. There are mainly two types of editing. Then next is coding, giving symbols or signs to the data for simplifying it. Then next we have to classify it into homogeneous groups. Then we have to do the tabulation. So tabulation is a process of data display in rows and columns, that is in table form. Okay, it is done for further analysis, and it can be done in manual or using electronic devices. These tables are also divided into two types, that is simple tabulation and complex tabulation. As we said earlier, there are two types of classification, that is simple or manifold. So simple classification leads to simple tabulation also. Here there is the detail regarding the sales during the different years. It is simple tabulation. And the next table, it is a complex tabulation. There is more than two variables, two or more variables are given, then it will be a complex tabulation. So these are all about the processing of data. Thank you for watching.